Are these the safest countries to be in if World War III breaks out? This is probably something you don't ponder on much, but if World War III was to break out, where would you feel safe? Or for that matter, how safe would you be in your home country if things got nuclear? 10. Switzerland. Despite being in the heart of Europe, picturesque Switzerland has long maintained its tradition of neutrality. Thanks in part to being surrounded by mountains, Switzerland has largely been able to keep to itself through Europe's darkest moments. Its refined population is well armed, and they don't rely so much on their government. 9. Tuvalu. Haven't heard of Tuvalu? I don't think you're alone in that, but if a war broke out, it would bypass this island nation where the 10,000 inhabitants can live in a self-sustainable fashion if need be. Tuvalu is situated halfway between Australia and Hawaii. It has more concerns about the effects of the possibility of rising sea levels due to climate change than a war. 8. New Zealand. Great place made super famous thanks to the Lord of the Rings and Hobbit films, plus its rugby team the All Blacks. Isolated, good agricultural land, and inhabited by a friendly bunch of people who are very capable of looking after themselves if the rest of the world went to war. New Zealand was ranked 4th in the 2015 Global Peace Index. 7. Bhutan. Despite being wedged between India and China, Bhutan could see out a world war easily. It has had some border issues with communist-rule China though. Protected by the Himalayan mountains, Bhutan has historically been isolated, and it is another place that could function without the need of the outside world and its conflicts. Just keep away Beijing. It has also been rated as one of the happiest places on Earth. 6. Chile. With its long coastline and friendly people, you don't need to have a world war as a reason to move to Chile, which is one of South America's most stable and prosperous nations. Having an abundance of fresh water and clean air also makes Chile a good place to be if the world went to hell in a handbag. The country is also protected by the Andes mountain range. 5. Iceland. As the name suggests, Iceland is cold, but is inhabited by peace-loving Nords who are no threat to anyone. Subsequently, it has no standing army. The country has a population of 350,000, and is considered one of the most developed nations in the world. Iceland also runs entirely on renewable energy. 4. Denmark, Greenland. While Denmark wouldn't fare so well in a world war, its autonomous territory known as Greenland would probably survive. Despite its name, Greenland is 80% ice. The population is just over 50,000 people, and sadly the nation's suicide rate is very high, but at least with them being between the North Atlantic and Arctic Oceans, they are so out of the way that a world war would probably pass them by. 3. Malta. Well, I said my piece about Malta earlier, but the video goes on about it being an island fortress. Not sure if a fortress will protect anyone in this day and age, but I could be wrong. It did get heavily bombed by the Axis forces during World War II though, but managed to survive, just. Over history it has been fought over a lot. I'd be avoiding Malta and the whole Mediterranean if there was another world war. 2. Ireland. Proudly neutral, the Irish don't have too many enemies these days, and they're far enough away from Europe to not get themselves tangled up in a global war. Much of the rest of Europe will be in chaos or ruin, so the Irish will have to learn to get along on their own. 1. Fiji. Fiji great for vacation, and if there was a worldwide conflict and the country could go about life as per usual, that would be great, but it would face some challenges. Fiji's economy is heavily reliant on tourism and sugar exports, both of which would pretty much dry up if a global war broke out. So there would some adjusting to do, and it would need to operate self-sufficiently, but considering it is rich in many natural resources, it should be able to do this. The challenge is that the population is around 860,000 and 87% of them are two major islands, Viti Levu and Vanua Levu. So if civil disobedience begins or increased tensions between ethnic Fijians and Indo-Fijians flares up, things might get somewhat fraught there. But would anyone waste their time dropping nukes anywhere near Fiji? Very doubtful.
Thank you for watching. Please subscribe to us on YouTube, Facebook and Twitter. You can visit us on www.therealthingmeme.webs.com.